Imagine this. You're walking through the grass, barefoot, sunlight on your face, not a worry in the world. You feel a tiny pinch on your ankle, barely anything, like a needle prick. You laugh it off. 60 seconds later, you can't breathe. Your vision blurs. Your legs give out. And within minutes, you're gone. No warning, no second chance. Just one bite and a countdown that already started ticking. Sounds like a nightmare, right? But this is real. Somewhere on this planet, right now, someone is living this exact nightmare. And today, we're diving into the animals whose bite or sting can kill a fully grown human in under 60 seconds. Stay till the end, because the last one on this list will completely change how you think about these small and harmless creatures living right under your nose. Here's the thing that makes this so unsettling. We spend our whole lives being afraid of the wrong things. Big teeth, loud roars, sharp claws. But the creatures on this list don't need any of that. They don't chase you, they don't announce themselves, and most of them are so small, you could hold 5 of them in one hand. Yet they carry enough power to end a human life faster than you can read this sentence out loud. So buckle up, because this is going to feel less like a science lesson and more like a survival story. And by the end, you'll never look at small the same way again. Let's start with something you'd never expect. A tiny jellyfish, smaller than your fist, floating quietly in the warm waters near Australia. It's called the box jellyfish, and it's almost invisible in the ocean. Ancient people who lived along these coasts thousands of years ago learned to fear the water itself, not because of sharks, but because of something they couldn't even see. One brush against its tentacles releases venom that attacks your heart and nervous system at the same time. Swimmers have described the pain as being branded with fire. And here's the terrifying part. The venom moves so fast that some victims never even make it out of the water. 60 seconds. That's all it takes for your heart to stop. Fishermen along those coasts still teach their children the same rule their grandparents taught them. Never swim alone in jellyfish season. One mistake, and the ocean turns from paradise to a death trap in the blink of an eye. Now picture the dry, cracked deserts of the Middle East and North Africa. The sun is brutal, the sand shimmers with heat, and hiding under a rock, waiting patiently, is a small scorpion called the Deathstalker. It doesn't look scary. In fact, it looks almost delicate, like something you'd want to pick up and examine. Ancient desert travelers knew better. They knew that its sting wasn't just painful, it was a race against time. The venom overloads your nervous system, causing your muscles to seize and your heart to struggle. For a child or someone with a weak heart, that sting can turn deadly in less than a minute. Just imagine setting up camp for the night, reaching for a stone to build a fire pit, and touching something you never saw coming. That single second, that one wrong move, could be the last one you ever make. Let's go somewhere colder now. The forests and grasslands where one of the most feared snakes on Earth lives, the black mamba. This isn't your average snake. It's fast, faster than a person can sprint. And when it strikes, it doesn't just bite once. It strikes again and again, injecting venom with every hit. Early humans living near these regions passed down warnings through generations, stories meant to keep children away from tall grass and dark burrows. And for good reason. The venom attacks your nervous system so quickly that within minutes, your muscles stop responding. Your lungs forget how to breathe. Without immediate treatment, a black mamba bite can kill in under an hour. And in extreme cases, symptoms spiral out of control in less than 60 seconds. To this day, just one drop of its venom is enough to take down 10 grown men. Now let's travel to the shallow waters near coral reefs. Sitting perfectly still on the ocean floor, disguised as a rock, is the stonefish. It's considered the most venomous fish in the entire world. And you wouldn't even notice it until it's too late. Step on it by accident, and its spines inject venom straight into your foot. The pain is described as unbearable. Some victims have begged to have the limb removed just to make it stop. If the venom reaches your bloodstream fast enough, your heart and lungs can shut down within minutes. Ancient fishermen who waded barefoot through these waters lived with this fear every single day. One wrong step in the wrong spot, and the ocean floor becomes a death sentence. Now let's head to the deserts of Central Australia. Here lives a snake so venomous, scientists call it the inland taipan. A single bite carries enough venom to kill more than 100 grown men. It's calm, it's shy, it avoids humans whenever it can. But if it feels cornered, it strikes with terrifying speed and precision. Within minutes, the venom attacks blood clotting, muscles, and the nervous system all at once. Without antivenom, death can occur in under an hour, and in the worst cases, symptoms spiral within 60 seconds. Imagine crossing paths with the most venomous land snake on Earth and never even seeing it coming. But here's the twist nobody expects. The deadliest bite on this list doesn't come from something huge or dramatic looking. It comes from a creature smaller than your fingernail. The Australian funnel web spider. This little spider doesn't run from danger, it actually faces it head on. When threatened, it rears up and strikes with fangs strong enough to pierce through a shoe. Its venom is so aggressive that it can start shutting down a person's nervous system almost instantly. Sweating, muscle spasms, trouble breathing, all within minutes of the bite. For young children especially, the venom can turn fatal in less time than it takes to finish a phone call. What makes it worse is where it lives. Gardens, basements, backyards, the very places we consider safe. Now think about this for a second. All of these creatures are small, quiet, easy to overlook. None of them chase you down like a lion or a bear. They simply exist, minding their own business, until you cross their path by accident. And that's exactly what makes them terrifying. For thousands of years, humans have had to learn these lessons the hard way. Every warning passed from parent to child, every story about avoiding tall grass or checking your shoes before putting them on, it all comes from real pain, real loss, real fear earned through experience. Long before hospitals, before antivenom, before modern medicine, a single sting or bite could wipe out an entire family's only hunter. So survival meant paying attention to every rustle in the grass, every shadow under a rock. One moment of carelessness could cost everything. And that's the real wow moment here. We think danger has to be loud, big, or obvious. But the deadliest threats in nature are often silent, small, and almost invisible until it's too late. Maybe that's true for more than just animals. Maybe it's a reminder that the biggest risks in our own lives are rarely the ones we're watching for, the habits we ignore, the warnings we brush off, the small things we assume are harmless. So the next time you're walking through grass, reaching under a rock, or slipping on your shoes without checking first, remember this video, because sometimes the smallest things carry the biggest consequences. And maybe that's the real lesson nature keeps trying to teach us. Respect doesn't come from size. It comes from understanding what you're dealing with and never assuming you're safe just because something looks harmless. The creatures on this list survived millions of years by being underestimated. Don't make the same mistake. If this blew your mind even a little, you know what to do. Hit like, drop a comment telling us which one scared you the most, and subscribe, because next time we're uncovering something even wilder that most people have never heard of.